How you doing, guys? Today we are starting the 857 project. As I said in my prior video, I was able to get the steering wheel off with pretty much without issue. Just knocked out the roll pin, took my gear puller, and didn't even really need the gear puller. I just needed to kind of work it off the shaft, and it came right off. That's a huge thing with these style wheel horse tractors. That steering wheel gets corroded or rusted onto that shaft, and the whole project just becomes a total nightmare because you can't get the steering tower off these tractors without getting, or you can't really do it really well. You can get them off, but then the steering shaft stays in the place. It's a nightmare. But anyways, this one came off real nice. One of the other things that this tractor doesn't have, or it came with it but not installed, is the original fuel tank. We have a Tecumseh fuel tank in place, which does the part, but I wanted to try to save the original. The original was really nasty inside, so I went online to see if I could find a replacement tank, and they all run $50 to $70, and that's what they were going on eBay, and I'm like, yeah, not happening. So I am going old school on how to clean a gas tank. So let me go over to the parts washer and let's take a look. So here's the gas tank. This is an original 857 tank, and as you can tell, the exterior of the tank is in pretty good shape. There's not a ding, a dent. The lower threads for the petcock, or the fuel outlet, is in great shape. Absolutely no issues. And the inside, though, was not as good as we hoped. It was really corroded in there. There was a layer of dried gas that was literally 1/8 of an inch thick. So I put some of the parts washer cleaner in there, let that sit for a little while. That worked okay. And then I went to some lacquer thinner. That really kind of loosened everything up. But in order to get it clean, or clean enough so we could use it, I had to go old school. And that meant adding some rocks. So I did what any man would do, and that is go out to my wife's decorative stones and pick up a handful. So with a little bit of lacquer thinner and some of those decorative stones, let's get to work. What I've done is I have washed the entire tank out. After finishing up with the stones and the lacquer thinner, I took the tank downstairs to my big tub sink, filled it up with purple power, and then scrubbed it really good, filled it up with wicked hot water, or as hot as water as I can possibly get in it. Really sloshed it around good and clean. Now, as you can see, there's some drips of water coming out of it. It's empty. It is empty. But what I'm going to do now is going to hit it with the heat gun and just dry it out as fast as I possibly can. Okay, as I was continuing my drying process, I noticed that there was water continuously kind of weeping from this corner, and sure enough, we have a couple little pinholes here and one right there. Now the interesting thing is this tank was so cruddy on the inside, but on the outside it didn't look bad. Well, obviously it rusted from the outside in. So I'm going to get some solder, and I'm going to solder the entire corner and then just file it down, sand it down to make it look nice. All right, on to the next fix. All right, well, there it is. After a little bit of filing, it looks real presentable. You can see where the solder is. I mean, you can see it, like there's the line of it, but it should be pretty much all sealed in. If we take a look on the inside, we go like this. I'll get my flashlight, just shine it in there a little bit. We can see that there it is. You can see pretty well that the solder actually bled into the tank itself too. So I did notice that there was a little weeping when I first finished it, when I filled it up. So I did go and touch it back up like right here, and it looks like it mended itself quite well. So I don't know. I'm gonna go and see how much some tank sealer is. I might just tank seal this corner with it, but as of right now, it's totally ready to go and be reinstalled in the tractor. So we have essentially fixed the original gas tank. All right, guys, hope you found this one interesting. More to come.